What happens when a live television moment spirals into something no one expected? In this video, we are going to dive deep into a dramatic, cinematic, emotionally intense recreation of a shocking on-air clash, captured in a full three-part scripted narrative. The studio floor thrums with a restless energy as cameras are calibrated and producers shuffle in tight circles around the stage, whispering final cues. Bright lights blaze overhead, turning the polished table surface into a reflective strip of tension. Joy Behar sits at her seat, tapping a pen against her stack of cards, her expression tight with a mix of anticipation and the sharp-edged amusement that usually precedes one of her signature moments. Whoopi glances toward her, a small sigh escaping as she adjusts her chair. Sarah Haynes straightens the hem of her blouse, exchanging a quick, nervous look with producers who hover by the edge of the stage. Luke Bryan stands just beyond the curtain, rolling his shoulders like a man about to walk into a storm he doesn't know is coming. A stagehand lifts the curtain slightly. "We're on in 15 seconds, Luke." He nods, but there's tension in the set of his jaw. He had been warned, subtly, indirectly, that Joy was in a mood today. But he's done morning shows for years. He thinks he's ready. The countdown rolls across the studio. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Live. On-air smiles snap into place as applause washes over the room. Whoopi welcomes the audience, her voice steady, practiced, warm. The crowd settles. Joy leans forward, eyes glinting, and announces, "And joining us today is country superstar Luke Bryan." The applause swells again as Luke steps onto the stage. Polite, charming, waving with that easy Southern charisma. He takes his seat between Joy and Sarah. "Good to see y'all," he says, offering a relaxed grin. But the moment he settles, Joy tilts her head, scanning him like she's dissecting a headline. "So, Luke," she begins, her tone playful on the surface but edged underneath, "you've stirred up quite a lot of noise recently. People have been talking." Luke blinks, smile tightening. "Noise? About what?" Joy smirks. "Oh, you know what? Your comments about musicians getting too political. That little gem." The studio air shifts. Whoopi closes her eyes briefly. "Here we go." Luke exhales through his nose. "I wasn't calling anybody out. Just saying folks need a break sometimes." Joy arches a brow. "A break? Honey, the world doesn't pause because people want to hear country songs about trucks and beer." Sarah winces. Luke's jaw flexes. "Ma'am, with all due respect, I sing about more than trucks and beer." "Sure," Joy fires back instantly. "Sometimes it's trucks and heartbreak. Big range." A few uncomfortable chuckles ripple through the audience. Luke leans forward now, elbows on the table, eyes narrowing, not in anger, but in steady, controlled firming of boundaries. "You know, I came here to talk about my tour, my music, not whatever narrative you wanna—" Joy cuts in. "Your music is part of the narrative. If you influence millions, you don't get to hide behind, 'I'm just a singer.'" Luke shakes his head slowly. "Nobody's hiding, but I'm not here to get into a political fight with you." Joy laughs, a sharp, dismissive sound. "Then you came to the wrong show, sweetheart." Whoopi shoots her a look. "Joy," but Joy keeps going. "You big stars love acting like you're above the conversation, but you sure enjoy the fame those conversations give you." Luke's voice drops lower, firmer. "You're twisting my words." "Am I?" Joy leans closer, her tone now bordering on confrontational. "Or are you realizing that saying something vague and safe doesn't work anymore?" Sarah finally interjects softly. "Maybe we should—" Joy ignores her, eyes locked on Luke. "Tell me this, Luke. When you said artists shouldn't get political, were you talking about me?" A stunned silence falls. Luke stares at her like she's crossed an invisible line. "No," he says plainly. "And to be honest, I'm starting to think you're looking for something to fight about." Joy gives a tight, triumphant smile. "I'm looking for honesty, something country stars seem allergic to unless it's about ex-wives or drinking." Luke's chair shifts with the force of him sitting upright. "Okay, that's enough." Joy doesn't flinch. "What's the matter? Hit a nerve?" "Yeah," Luke says, his voice calm but edged with a steel she rarely hears from guests. Because you're not talking to me, you're talking to some stereotype you made up. A murmur moves through the audience. Joy's lips form a thin line. If you can't handle tough questions, this ain't tough questions, Luke cuts in. This is you pushing buttons for ratings. The tension spikes so thick it feels like the lights themselves hum with it. Whoopi tries again. Joy, let's... But Joy snaps. No, I want him to answer. Luke looks at her with a disbelief that borders on exasperation. Lady, I answered everything you asked. You just didn't like the answers. And then Joy drops the spark that ignites everything. Maybe you're just not smart enough to give a real one. A gasp erupts from the audience. Sarah's hand flies to her mouth. Whoopi mutters, Oh, hell no. And Luke freezes, absolutely still. His eyes darken. His voice turns low, deliberate, carrying a warning that cuts through the studio like cold steel. You don't get to talk to me like that. Joy smirks, assuming he'll back down. But Luke doesn't. He rises from his seat, pushing the chair back with a scrape that slices through the silence. Audience members lean forward, breathless. Luke plants his palms on the table and says, If you think you can insult people and nobody pushes back, you're wrong. Joy laughs, but it quivers. Just slightly. What are you going to do, Luke? Lecture me with that country charm? No, he says. I'm asking you to step off this set. Shock ripples across faces. Hosts, crew, audience, everyone frozen. Joy barks out a laugh. Step off? This is my table. Luke shakes his head slowly. Not today. Whoopi stands. Okay, that's enough, both of you. Joy stands too, pointing at Luke. You don't get to tell me what to do. I've been on this show since... Luke cuts in. Then act like it. Gasps. Joy stares, stunned, not by his words, but by the fact someone said them to her, on her turf, in front of millions. The producers swarm in from the sides, already sensing danger. A director yells off camera, Cut to commercial, now! But the tension doesn't wait. It erupts. Joy steps closer, voice raised. You can't kick me off my own show. Luke fires back. Watch me. And for a heartbeat, the studio becomes a battleground of stubborn pride, wounded egos, and raw, unfiltered confrontation, and the world is watching. The moment the commercial cue flashes red across the monitors, chaos erupts behind the cameras. But the studio itself stays locked in a silence so sharp it feels like the air has teeth. Joy and Luke stand face to face, breaths tight, eyes locked, neither willing to back down. Producers rush forward, but neither moves. Joy jabs a finger toward him. You think you can walk onto this set and tell me, what to do? Luke doesn't flinch. I asked you to treat me with respect. You refused. Joy scoffs, shaking her head, pacing in a tight circle as though trying to burn the frustration out of her body. Oh, please. You lightweight celebrities come here wanting softballs and compliments. Luke's voice stays calm, too calm. What I want is a conversation, not a cage match. Then don't talk nonsense, Joy snaps. Don't act like people should avoid politics. That's childish. Luke steps closer. Saying folks need a break ain't childish. It's human. Joy opens her mouth to retort, but Whoopi suddenly wedges herself between them, palms up. Enough. We're not doing this. Joy tries to push past her. He attacked me. You insulted him first. Whoopi fires back, her tone low, steady, final. Joy stiffens, shocked to hear Whoopi say it on air or off. Luke runs a hand through his hair, exhaling. The stage manager whispers urgently, We're coming back from commercial in 60 seconds. The tension spikes again. Sarah watches them with wide, anxious eyes. Guys, please, let's just calm down. Joy spins toward Luke. Apologize. Luke blinks, taken aback. For what? For disrespecting me on my show. Luke stares at her, stunned at the audacity. You called me stupid. I didn't say stupid, Joy protests. I said you weren't smart enough to answer. That's the same damn thing, Luke says, voice rising before he forces it back down. I ain't apologizing for standing my ground. Joy folds her arms. Then I'm not sitting at that table with you. Luke lifts his chin. Fine by me. The stage manager nearly collapses. 30 seconds. Please, please get back to your seats. Whoopi sighs, rubbing her forehead. Joy, sit down. Let's finish the show like adults. Joy lifts her chin defiantly. He wants me off? I'm not giving him the satisfaction. But Luke,